After watching that shortlist, I have to say I was torn between a solitary standing ovation in my sitting room and throwing rotten eggs at the screen. The programmes deserve the ovation. The best of them were actually those which took religion out of its broadcasting ghetto, and in some cases could just as easily have been called current affairs or history or even lifestyle programmes. The rotten eggs impulse was inspired, partly because the programme is so good, by the reminder of how rare, actually, if you look across the whole of the broadcasting culture, it is for really good mainstream programmes like that to escape from the ghetto, which I suppose is why we're all here tonight in a way. And although as judges we were incredibly impressed by those things that were on the shortlist, there are all sorts of things that we felt could have been, perhaps should have been there, but weren't. No comedy, no drama, nothing from ITV, Channel 5 or Sky. We missed women's voices a bit, with a couple of honourable exceptions like Overland to Syria and Kumbh. We felt the range of programmes was just a tiny bit blokish, I suppose you might say. And that habit, I think, of putting religious broadcasting into a ghetto reflects a very odd and very British attitude to religion, which, as somebody who works abroad a lot in journalism, I think can badly distort our perception of the world. I was last week in Moscow preparing a programme on the Ukraine crisis. Moscow's like a mushroom field of churches these days. They're springing up all over the place. The religious revival in Russia is astonishing. And of course it's got a lot to do with the politics of the country, and that's largely an untold story here. I'm going to the Middle East next week. No honest journalist can look at what's happening in Syria, Iraq, Egypt, Israel and the Palestinian territories without recognising that we have continually underestimated the power of religion to influence events in that region. The truth is that for most people on this planet, God is still where you turn in joy and sorrow, and religion is still what first comes to mind when you think about who you are. And although, of course, it's not for us as judges to say whether that's a good or a bad thing, we did admire most the programmes on this shortlist which reflected that reality, the reality that religion touches every area of life. And the ones we decide to recognise are the ones that did that without being in any way pious or pompous or dull about doing it.